Hey guys, Todd with Vapor Honing Technologies here. Today we're going to talk about setting up your shop for your vapor honing machine. But before we get into that, let's go back to the beginning with picking the machine that works best for you. We have several options from side open doors to front swinging doors. We have several different styles that have front swinging doors. That can determine the area that you're putting it in your shop. If you don't have room to the left or right, you may want to use a front swinging door. If you've got plenty of room where you can swing a door open, then the side swing doors work perfect, and most of our machines are side swing. Like I said, we've got 3 different options that we can do with a front swing door, but you also need to look at the size of the parts you're doing. If you're doing large parts in a smaller machine, and we're going to walk all the way down here towards the end, if you're using, say, a VH700, now this one actually has a top loading door, but once you've got both of your hands in there and a blasting glove, there's not a lot of room for a large part in here. So you need to determine the size of your part to help to determine the type of machine that you need and what size that you need. All of our machines do the exact same thing, no matter which machine it is. They basically run the exact same thing. It all depends on the media that you're putting in them. So when you're looking at these machines, if you've got very large parts that you need to put in a machine, our VH1000 and our VH4000 actually have a tracking car assembly that can be actually mounted on the outside of the machine to where you can actually crane parts up, set them down on a rolling turntable, and actually roll it directly into your machine. That works really well with large parts. If you're doing, we had one customer doing screw compressors, and they have these large screw pieces for the compressor. No one person is going to pick that up. They're going to have to be loaded with a forklift or with a crane. We do have options for machines on a front swing door to where they can actually do a small cutout in the top to where you can actually crane parts all the way in and set them down. Once we've determined exactly what machine is going to work best for your needs, which is why our salespeople are asking you all these questions when you call in, the next thing you're going to look at is an open loop versus closed loop. This is the closed loop system, which allows you to put this machine pretty much anywhere in your shop, because it allows you to pull fresh water from these tanks up to the machines for your window rinse and for your hose inside to hose the part off with. Also, once that water level changes in the machine, you stop blasting. There's timers on 90% of these machines that will count down and empty that excess water back into the basins. Like I said, this allows you to put it anywhere in your shop. You don't necessarily have to have a fresh water supply or a drain. Now, if you're specifically setting a shop up and you're gonna have fresh water right here on the wall and you've got a drain or a bucket that you want to drain into, then you can actually run it as an open loop. The one thing that will do is will give you fresher water in your machine for a longer period of time. In a closed loop system like this, at minimum, once a month, these need to be emptied out and fresh water put back in. You will get this water dirty. You will get some media in this water. That media that's in here can actually be put back in the machine. It's not going to hurt anything. From there, we're going to move on to our air supply. If you look in here, we've got this large pipe running up high. That's actually our air supply coming in, our main line, and it actually branches off of that into a 3/4 inch line right to where the machines are set. And from there, we're going down to a 1/2 inch line that actually puts air into the machine. Now, when you're setting up your shop, you may not necessarily be able to put your air compressor right here beside of where your vapor honing machine is. If it's in a garage type shop and it's 50 feet on the other side of the garage, then you need a 50-foot line run to the machine. Don't run 150 foot to the machine. When you do that, you're going to lose CFM as it travels. The easiest thing to do, again, from your compressors, run a 3/4 inch line and then tap that 3/4 inch line and go straight to the machine with the shortest distance possible. That keeps your CFM up. That keeps your machine operating the way it's set up and designed for. We've got our standard 20 CFM air jet that's in our blasting guns. We also have a 5 and a 15 that you can purchase if your air compressor is not large enough to run 20 CFMs. We also offer the option of 110 or 220 on all of our 110 machines, when the machine comes in, you will have a GFCI plug that is set up for a 110 outlet. It simply plugs straight into your wall. If you buy a machine that's 220, if you've added a heater, it has to go up to 220. If you just prefer 220. When those machines come in, you're actually going to get a power cord coming off of your electrical box that looks just like this. You're gonna have 3 wires in here. This machine is 220. There will actually be a sticker on the outside of the box. It'll say 220. We do not put plugs on these because there's too many different styles of 220 plugs. Have no idea what you've got in your shop, and we don't stock 15 different types of 220 plugs. So if you get a machine in that does not have a plug-in on the end of it, it is 220. It also would have a sticker on the outside of the box that will say 220. I think that covers most of getting your shop set up for vapor honing. If you have any questions or comments, give us a call. Phone number is 828-202-5563. Thanks for watching.